The essence of Robert's teaching was to just get quiet. Quieter and quieter and quieter. Then he talked about nothingness for hours, what it's like in that quietness. But if you've experienced it, you know what it's like. The first thing I feel in quietness is just how peaceful it is here. And secondly, I feel my body progressively relaxing and settling muscles and posture in new ways. Then I notice that my mind isn't working. And even deeper than that is a great sense of power. Because being quiet, I can better feel the life force within me. And after you've been doing that for a while, every now and then, the life force begins to take over you. It's not you anymore. It's like the voice of God is speaking through you. Have others felt that sensation in your own life? Only Mark? Not Chris or Bernadette? Well, try it. Just sit silently, relax, find a good position. Then let relaxation rip by just progressively settling into your body. Begin by paying attention to the body only. Don't worry about your mind or what it's doing or what anybody else is doing. Just be quiet. And when you've quieted it down quite a bit, look within and make things even quieter by relaxing all tensions inside of yourself that you feel more acutely when you're sitting in meditation because nothing else is going on. You're just feeling your body, mind. You're not doing anything anymore. So you become exquisitely aware of yourself inside. For me, when I sit, I find it feels so delightful. I feel the totality of my energy and attention flows inward into my chest and gut. Sometimes that makes me feel very heavy. Like I've become the world itself with all of its mass. But mostly, I'm aware of the inner energies. My energy body. And I search it, starting in my head. I begin probing with probing mental fingers, pushing outwards to see how big it is. And the more I push, the bigger it gets. But then as I'm sitting, at a certain point, my attention drops out of my head into my heart. I don't feel love. I mean, that's supposed to be the center for love. Just profound emptiness. And then as I drop deeper, the vastness spreads out. And then I'm in the middle of a universe of nothingness. This too is very enjoyable. But what to make of it? Is it pointing out some truth about life that's not otherwise available? Or is it just another room in your personal mansion of consciousness to visit, spend some time in? As emptiness gradually takes over, in the rest of your life, you begin to lose interest in doing anything like you've done before, an activity. Because you feel so damn comfortable just inside yourself. The stuff that activity brings you is nowhere near what you feel when you're doing nothing. Your mind even disappears after a while, drops away, and you're just rawly looking around, being the space with all of these objects. Complete silence. No need to name anything. You see that naming something shifts the focus away from what you're attending to, and it shifts the attention to the name you've given it. So you'll learn to stop using names for anything, and instead you just directly apprehend that person and relate to that person as another person. And as you continue to sit in silence, You may begin to notice all kinds of floating sensations. And an increasing sense of emptiness or nothingness. This apprehension of nothingness has no frightening content whatsoever. You're not frightened of being in your head or your thorax or your gut. It's just another vantage point by which to explore the universe. The interesting thing is, though, the more you do it, the less interested you get in the environment or surroundings. Because you're really satisfied just being yourself, feeling yourself, feeling the energy states inside of yourself. As I sit, my body seems to stiffen up, not in a tension kind of way, but it wants not to move. And the reason is, deep down you're afraid of losing your peace if you attend to the world. Later on, after years of practicing, you're not afraid of your peace being disturbed anymore because you can feel it no matter what you're doing or what's happening to you, as a sense of stillness within your body, but especially around the heart, your heart, my heart, our hearts. And in that state of stillness allows you to do so much. Because when you get really into that state, you're no longer human. You become omniscient. And the entirety of the universe is within you, in silence. You and it have merged. You're not aware of your human self much anymore. Because this big you is really happy. How could anyone ever know? That searching for peace is found not by searching for peace, but by becoming increasingly comfortable to doing nothing. Because you're at peace, your observation is much stronger. And dwelling in peace increases its power because of your silence, and the mind silence, your mind silence. Continue settling into your body, welcoming your body, loving your body. We live here near an Air Force base, about 5 miles from here. So the sound of jet airplanes around is very frequent. None of them go directly overhead. So the sound doesn't disturb much. Actually, it's very comfortable to accept that sound inside of me. Let it drop into my heart. I can sit with the sound of the airplanes, and it becomes my new meditation. Isn't it amazing? Vesselina has meditated a cat into existence. That's not an external cat, that's Vesselina in the cat state. This state is so peaceful and so utterly powerful. I feel like that yogi who felt he could be run through the sword and face him not. I feel that now. That sense of invulnerability. if your sitting has progressed very far, right now, you're sitting in a vast emptiness, yourself having no name, and you feel very comfortable and happy. And if you feel like you're still falling into yourself, that becomes more and more enjoyable because you feel like you're going home. You also accumulate meditation power, power of concentration, and of repeatedly entering the state of submergence into yourself. The entirety of your being becomes energized. You don't become more active, but you become more powerful. All of this is brought to you out of your own quiet emptiness. Feel the vastness of the emptiness around you. Can you feel the power within your body that's not moving, not active? It's just sitting there, potential energy. I remember when I first went to an ashram in New York, and I can't even remember whose ashram it was. It wasn't in the city. It was someplace else. Albany, maybe, I don't know. When I went to satsang, I was surprised to not find silence, but people meditating in a very aggressive, pushy kind of way, such that they were actually huffing and puffing, like they were going to beat the shit out of any opponent that stopped them from being quiet. Philip Keplow's ashram. There was a lot of noise in the meditation hall. These people were almost locked in combat. I don't know what they were battling for, or what Kepler taught them to have such an aggressive and ineffective form of meditation. I guess he was teaching enlightenment through violence instead of enlightenment through emptiness. Who would have known then that happiness and wisdom, at least for me, rises from emptiness, permeates emptiness, and feeling the power of emptiness somehow the normal sense of presence you have in daily life expands and gains a heaviness in meditation. So that your whole world is filled with moving or silent energies. And your happiness keeps deepening. But then you begin to notice that the happiness is a kind of diversion for the profoundness of the state of emptiness. It's like something added on, doesn't belong there. Not you in your pure state. You in your pure state are utterly empty. No sounds, no thoughts. Just awareness. Awareness by itself. You know, at 81, I don't feel I've lost any of my physical capacity yet. It feels intact. Of course, I don't use it to run up the sides of mountains, because I've found my peace right at home doing nothing. And you realize you're good for nothings. You are good in nothingness. You are peaceful in nothingness. You are powerful in nothingness. So I can truly say you're good for nothing. You're good in nothingness. And after a while, that state of stillness and power seems at least partly to subside. And it rests in you as you. And this allows you to come back into the world, represented in your meditations as water. You become submerged in that human environment. But you're silent all day long. I remember how silent Robert's house was. I think about 35 minutes. is the proper length for most people for meditation. Because in that 35 minutes, maybe they've really sat in silence for 15. But after 35 minutes, all internal mental states begin to break down, and you return to being a human, sitting wherever you're sitting. learning how to successfully going into deep silence takes a while. Don't be discouraged if often while sitting in meditation you fall asleep. The entrance to the sleep world lies right next to the entrance into the totally silent world, bliss and energy. It's about a half a step in either direction. Any of you guys feel like writing to me about what's happening with you, feel free. My email is my name, Edward Muzika, @gmail.com, or satsang.online@gmail.com, either one. My cat has a bad cold. He's going around the house sneezing everywhere. Mark, you need to get a cat. Okay. Does anyone want to say something about anything? What they're experiencing? Ask a question.
Angie, I have a sort of question. I think I've asked you this before, but I'm just curious what your reply is today on this topic. So, for many years, you had a very relatively detailed teaching with a lot of different stages. You described it all very eloquently. And I know you now feel that it was overly conceptual. It was too much stuff. Every piece of concept or detail is open to misinterpretation or can be grasped by the mind and can be made into a pseudo type
Made
of
into
being.
a story, yes.
Made into a pseudo beingness or a pseudo practice. So, so what is your view now? Like your teaching now is so simple. Basically, like get into a chair, close your eyes, get into your body,
And
go
shut
deep. Yeah, be quiet, go deep, go deeper. Spend about 35 minutes there, at least twice a day, more if desired. And eventually, hopefully, you'll get to a place where the practice has a will. It seems to have a will of its own and drags you into deeper and deeper and more beatific states. So when did it occur to you to simplify it like this, and how do you feel about the delta between the two?
Well, what I had been describing before is like what a visitor would report about a train ride, what scenery they're in, how fast they're going, how good the food is, etc. But when you're at the destination, all that is in the past. You're no longer interested in exploring that or even experiencing it because you know how temporary and ephemeral such states are. That the deepest state you can obtain naturally is feeling complete. There's no task that needs to be done in you, and there are no habits or nastiness to get rid of. You're at peace. But the peace has gotten there through like a ball in a pinball machine, hitting so many cushions on the way down to home. Bam, 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 bam. And if you get bored because it gets too quiet, you restart the game by shooting another marble in there. There's bam, 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 bam. But after a while, you like to sit near the pinball machine, but not actually going through that practice because it's too much like an effort. There arises from time to time such enormous sense of power. It's really remarkable how you can feel it growing out of your gut and into your heart. And the energy just keeps flowing in. Now that too is just a happening on the way to pure emptiness. But it's a very interesting phenomenon and sort of is an urge to make you practice more and harder. because it's a very positive result to feel that power inside yourself and know that you have it. You just don't know how to manifest it because you don't care about manifesting anything anymore. Maybe that's why you have so much power. You've stored it up. Do you have any unused power for me? Thank you. Your hand is cold. Questions there for me. They tell me how to be a better musketeer.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When I notice, or when one notices things that seem negative about oneself, do you just notice it? Is that all there is to do with it?
Yes. Just notice it and let it go. Don't try to change it. Don't try to make it go away. Don't try to ignore it. But just in that relaxed state, whatever comes, comes, and whatever goes, goes. There's no desire to hang on to or to stop. So you just note it's coming. Note it's passing. You don't have to make a actual note about it, but just note it. Be aware of it. At the same time, keep your attention on yourself, the totality of yourself, your body, your heart center, the emptiness within, and how utterly glorious feeling yourself becomes with time. I offer you nothing from outside, just a path to get inside, to feel your own power, your own intelligence, your own freedom. I would know too with the passage of time, I more and more feel the sorrow felt by so many people and animals at their lot in life. Because they haven't accepted that this is it. This is your life. You're trying to meditate or perform some sort of spirituality to transcend it or to transform it. But you don't have to. It's already pure magic in its basic form, where you have no longer thoughts in your mind or intentions, things to do, or things to react to, or regrets or happiness about past experiences. You're just comfortable being where you are, when you are. When you get out of meditation, it stays with you. And you watch movies, watch these characters get in all kinds of situations while pursuing all kinds of goals. And you want to say to them, just shut the fuck up and be aware. Be aware of yourself and the sounds and touches that come to you. Because in stillness, it's an entrance way to heaven, you might say. When you're deeply ensconced into that, you almost begin to believe that you're immortal, that you cannot die, because the experiences are no longer you. They're being attended to. And this attended to, no, the attender. The attender is completely invisible. And when you start describing your experience in the world, you're no longer separated. Such as when you're in a deep state of meditation, you're no longer of this human world. You're in the world of silence, a fundamental world. And they both work together. The silence begins to penetrate your worldly world too. And you can begin to bring peace to people around you by your being unflappable, even while they tell you about their state of anguish. You almost want to slap them in the face and tell them you have no idea how magnificent you are and were. Just shut up and feel it. Trust that it's there. This is your zero state. The absolute bottom before death. You're not sinking into awareness anymore. More or less, it's draining out of you, because all of your awareness is dedicated to you, to experiencing you and your manifest greatness. And you see, there are two worlds. The world of humanity, with all of these stories that flesh it out with theories and ideas and ideals and nationalities and everything like that. To notice the completely empty state where none of that added on is present. And it's pristine. And for all intents and purposes, you are that awareness. It's your awareness, but it's become the center of your attention, so to speak. And as such, you become awareness. Even in your own mind, you realize it. bronchitis. I'm taking 2 inhalers to allow me to breathe better. One is an albuterol rescue inhaler. And the other one is a breathing device that you inhale through your mouth, and you get some sort of powder pulled into your lungs. You can actually feel it going in because there's some particles in it. And within a very short time after that, your lungs feel better and better. Your breathing is easier and easier. Same thing with meditation. It gets easier and deeper the more you do it. I have no idea whether I've reached the end of the line or not of things that you can get out of meditation. I've been doing it over 55 or 60 years. And I still don't think I found the end. It really simplifies your life. Stuff that you used to do, you don't do anymore because you think of it as a waste of time, whatever it was. And now you just rest in yourself. No need to seek gurus anymore. No need to read books. Does anybody else have a question? Or a statement?
Ed, I have a question.
Is that Adam?
Yep.
Okay.
I was reading some of your older stuff on the website recently. Your meditation page. You were talking about different forms of meditation and kind of your take on them and which are effective and which are not. And again, I know that your teachings have evolved quite a bit since then, but one that you mentioned, kind of opening your third eye meditation, you're talking about how you felt that was beneficial or even necessary for beginners to kind of get that third eye opened up before going in, or to be able to go into much deeper states. I was wondering if you still felt that's necessary.
That is a good meditation to start with, because meditation is so different from everyday life. So you focus on one area of your body or whatever, one chakra at a time. Then you go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one, and eventually you've explored all the potential channels in yourself. But you can't get them all at once, right off the bat. So if you got something without exploring everything, there's always a danger you're going to lose what you got. By pursuing others. For me, what I teach now is the most profound kind of meditation and spirituality. Going from having a lot of things happen to becoming nothing. And the profoundness of the feeling. Being nothing. Finding empty space is your mother. And your father is peace. Also, there's a subject called Joriki, which is the accumulated power from sitting meditation. Oftentimes, it fills you and feels like it's going to explode inside almost in a very joyful way, not a harming way at all. And you do at first allow it to be discharged through some technique or just living through it. But after a while, you just want to retain that power and feel it all the time, along with everything else you feel in emptiness. The power is very seductive. I hope it doesn't lead me to the world of aliens and being captured by them, or creatures that fit over your head and run your life, like Angela used to talk about. In my world, there's only me. There's no other guides. That's why Buddha said, I want you to be your own guide. Have enough confidence in yourself, faith in yourself, that through your own experience, you can work out anything and everything. I found, for me, the quieter and stiller I get, the more complete I feel. The more managed energies I feel. I really don't feel like practicing any meditation that requires me to visualize something or imagine something. I only want to be in myself alone. Eric, I want a question from you. Give me a question.
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Too bad.
Hope your kitty feels better soon.
Yeah, so do I. I don't like to hear him sneezing. He's going into the vet tomorrow. We have an appointment for the afternoon.
How do we find these latest replays of the Satsangs? Can somebody tell me?
Mark, can you tell her?
They've been posted on YouTube, Being This channel. Chris sent out something about how to reach the Beingness channel. The more recent ones are on the Beingness channel.
Beingness channel.
Yeah.
Chris, can you give more details?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, sure. Claudine, I'm going to put my email address in the chat. Send me an email and I'll send you the link.
Okay.
And
great,
as Mark said, there's I think we got 4 of the latest, and we're just slowly putting them on as we can. So yeah, but that's it. The Beingness channel is now the central hub. At least that's the one I can access and put stuff on.
Thank you very much.
One sec, Claudia. I'll put it in the chat.
And also you can search for on YouTube under my name, Edward Muzika. And you can find them posted there when I remember to post them. Well, don't just sit there, do something.
I put links to your Ed, you have 2 YouTube channels. Cassie and Ian have 1. I put links to all of them at the Beingness channel so that it's like you can branch out and go anywhere you want and find old, new, whatever.
How about future?
I'm not
Can you put
there yet.
thoughts on there?
I'm just not there yet to get the future on there.
Lawrence, as a relative newcomer, have you anything to say, a question to ask, a comment?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
My name is Laurence. I'm French.
Okay.
I understand you quite good, but it's not English is not my main language. Okay. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for that.
I don't have anything to say. I feel very fulfilled. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice of you to say that.
Yeah, Edgy.
Yes.
I just want to say that was just an amazing satsang. I feel like I was just guided through like some years of consciousness there.
Yeah.
Your satsangs have helped me become more aware of this. Sorry?
You've changed away from conceptual stuff about what spiritual life is about or how to do meditation, more into bringing you into meditation. And everyone from wherever, to make it a meditation kind of thing. And you get some taste of the kind of consciousness you'll feel after practicing for 10 years or so. The peace is there, the power that's there, the love that's there, the caring that's there. But the power is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You'll have power coming out of your ass. That's a new experience for most people, I would assume.
From your satsangs, I kind of more aware of a warmth in my chest, in my body. It's so active, but it has no attributes at all. And just noticing it long enough, like this satsang, the lines was blurring between me witnessing it and me actually being this force. Yeah, sometimes it just wants to. It feels like it's going to explode out of me.
Good. Let it. Encourage it. Let it blow you.
My body feels happy, excited about it. Like it's like, what's going on here? But my mind is just like not even slightly worried about anything.
Good. Very good. What about you, Bill?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, cat got my tongue. But I do want to say how grateful I am for you coming with us and reinforcing our practice. I just appreciate that so much.
Was that the cat speaking or you?
The cat got my tongue.
What kind of structure are you in?
A log cabin. It's authentic Appalachian log cabin.
What is the white stuff between the logs?
That's just concrete, cement, chinking. It's chinking up the gaps between logs.
And so you have Chinese doing it? Chinking?
Yes, they've come and gone.
Okay. I wasted enough of your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. I did. I love you all. See you Sunday, I hope. Who wants to take over? Is anybody?
Recording stopped.
Chris, you think you can handle it? Get out of your happiness and become a bullshitter? All right.